Hello and welcome to Tune In to Wellness Today. My name is Lisa Marie and I am the host of today's show. My goal for you in 2016 is to help you have the happiest and healthiest year yet. And the way that I do that is offer to you my services as well as introduce you to a myriad of health and wellness practitioners throughout the Capital District and provide you with information on their services as well as give you an opportunity to meet them. Today, I have two magnificent guests. The first one is Carey. Kevin has a wealth of experience and background. He is from a company called The Edge of Curiosity, and Kevin helps women work through what it is that they need to work through in their life to live the lives that they want to live. Welcome, Kevin.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
It's great to have you. Thank you for being here. So Kevin, before we go into what it is that you do as a life coach, and a business coach, a personal coach, a speaker, and a speaking coach, I want to talk a little bit about that history because it's really pretty magnificent. So you walked side by side a little bit through the Beatles area, and
yes, I was born in Ireland but grew up in Liverpool at the same time as the Beatles, and unfortunately I can't sing, so I had to find something else to do, and I went straight into manufacturing as an apprentice toolmaker, and rapidly found that I didn't enjoy that, but the only way out was to become the best I could be. And that was become one of my first passions, to be as good as I possibly could. And that enabled me to grow within that field for about 15 years. But I became bored and looked for another opportunity. And by chance, I found myself working with a startup computer company in London. And their goal was to set up in the United States. And so I came to the United States in the late 70s as a salesperson and absolutely fell in love with America. And ever since I've been enjoying it and set several companies up in different parts of the world, and eventually sold those companies and then became a consultant. I did that for a number of years.
You revolutionized manufacturing, from what I understand.
Yes, we had introduced something that was, we were the first with a computer-aided design system in our field. And it made coming to the United States much easier because we were absolutely revolutionary and everybody could see what we did was really beneficial.
Did you come over on a visa then?
Yes.
Based on that education and talent that you had, that is wonderful. So you also did a little hobnobbing or shoulder rubbing with some prime ministers. So you want to tell us a little bit about that?
Sure. As a trade union leader in the 60s, there was most of the movement was politicized, and we had one-day political strikes. And the prime minister at the time met with some union leaders, and I happened to be with them. And he told us we were a bunch of troublemakers, and then 20 years later we opened a company in Redditch in Worcestershire in England, and Margaret Thatcher opened it for us, and that was amazing because she is one of the most powerful people. Her energy and aura that I've ever met. It was extraordinary.
What an experience and experiences that you've had. And all that brought you to what you're doing now as a business and personal life coach.
Yes, it did.
And I want to talk about that first, then we'll talk a little bit about your speaking, coaching. So tell me, you work primarily with women, is that correct?
Yes, I mean, I'll work with both men and women. But generally, women tend to have a more open mind to things, and it's more likely when you're doing coaching you're going to have women come forward to be coached.
It's so good to hear a man admit that. That we are a little bit more open-minded, not so stubborn at times,
absolutely.
right? So, you really help women to clarify, well, firstly, to understand who they are, where they're going, and to kind of clarify the potential within them. Is that correct?
Yes.
How do you do that?
Well, it's really through conversation, and it's very rare that many people have had a conversation with a coach and they don't understand that, or they've never experienced that reflective quality of them being in control, but you sort of drawing them out and finding out what they really think about, what they really want, what they're really interested in. And so it's a very good experience. Our first session is always free, and the idea of that is to get them used to who you are and for you to get used to who they are, to see if there's a possibility that you can work together. But generally, the problem for most people in any field is that I say life gets in the way of life. We want to achieve things, we want to accomplish things, but the problem is the day-to-day living gets in the way, and it's often very difficult to decide what to do.
Yes, that's true. The Edge of Curiosity is such a profound name, and I do believe in your work you help people explore and help them find that curiosity within them.
Yes.
So can you chat a little bit about that? How you strive to do that?
I think what we're looking for is discovery, in that many people have had dreams or passions or ideas about their life, and they've become pushed down by events and activities, and often there's a lot of negatives in our society, a lot of negative feedback, a lot of TV is negative, so people can become somewhat crushed by life, or I wouldn't say depressed, but feel down about themselves. And the whole idea is to open them up to the possibility and then reassure them that their dreams are real and that they can achieve them. And that's a wonderful experience to see people open up and just realize that there's somebody who's listening to them and somebody who will believe in them, and that's great.
And someone that, you just said the words, I believe in them, support them, help them along the way. It's a very beautiful thing. Give me, if you would, one or two examples of people that you have worked with, men or women, that have benefited from your services without giving me their specific names.
Well, I think recently one of the people I'm working with wants to write a book, and they've had this book bubbling up inside them for 30, 40, 50 years. And really everybody she's mentioned it to, have said, no, don't, it's difficult, you can't do it, you'll never get published. And the point about this is, with working with her, she is now writing, and she's writing fluently. Now, that doesn't mean say she's going to be published, but you've got to write first before you can go to the next step.
Right.
And I'm very confident that she can actually achieve the next step. In a similar way, I'm working with a woman who owns a business, and she's very successful at business, but she's on a 3-year cycle. So every 3 years she runs away from what she's created and then starts again. So what we're doing with something like that is making sure the infrastructure that she creates is powerful enough to support her, and really showing her the value of what she creates. So each time it's not telling them something they don't know. It's telling something they do know, but they're frightened to admit to it, or they're frightened to say to it, or they don't want to stand up and say, I'm here.
I'm here, I can do this. Sometimes we sabotage ourselves, don't we? Particularly women.
Very much so.
Actually. You also teach speaking, and one of the things that I love about the work you do is that you demystify that whole process in that teaching, and help people to be more comfortable. And I presume you do it through a step-by-step process.
Yes.
So tell me a little bit about how you work with someone who is either does not feel they have the skill or they're frightened to do it.
Well, if you listen to great speeches, if you listen to Roosevelt, or you listen to a Bill Clinton, or if you listen to an Obama, and you marvel at their ability to convey the message in the State of the Union, you've just seen Obama do a great speech, they're using a system, they're using a process which simplifies the whole approach to public speaking, because people don't need to learn to speak, they just need to learn how to perform in public. So there's a rhythm to how you can teach them, and literally it takes a couple of hours to learn that rhythm. And once you understand that rhythm of how to speak, it becomes much simpler. The fear goes away, the apprehension goes away, and you feel a lot more confident. And that's the starting point. Once you get to that point, people then can offer flower, and they don't really need much more assistance, because you've broken through that idea that public speaking is extraordinarily difficult, when it's not really difficult at all.
No, not at all. Well, that's wonderful. I love the work that you do. Thank you so much for doing what you do. And you are in Saratoga Springs?
Yes, I am.
Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much. If you would like more information about Kevin Carey and the work he does, go online to theedgeofcuriosity.com. Now, my next guest is Karen Carey. Come on up, Karen. Karen is from Ruby Red Road. She is a life coach as well as a speaker, as well as Kevin is. Karen has a vast education and vast experience. Therefore, she takes that and uses a broad perspective when she does her life coaching. Welcome, Karen.
Thank you for having me.
It's so great to have you here, Karen.
Thank you.
So you also, like Kevin, work with women primarily.
Yes.
Correct? And you have this really wonderful program that I want you to share with us. And that program is to help women find their courage.
Right.
What is the name of the program?
Everyday Courage.
Okay. And where are you teaching that?
It's really a brand new program, so I'm just starting out.
Wonderful.
Yeah. So within the next couple of months. Yeah.
What is the goal that you hope to achieve through that program for these women that you're working with?
Well, what I've noticed is it's very often women are willing to sacrifice themselves for the sake of others because they don't want other people's feelings to be hurt, and they don't want them to feel the way that they feel. And so what we do as women is we make sacrifices, we make changes, compromises that are detrimental to ourselves, rather than letting other people experience their own lives or have their own feelings. And it takes a lot of courage to break out of that. And also to not tell all the stories that we feel we need to tell about our lives, or to justify the way we're communicating, and to actually start to get really clear about what we want, what we need, what we want to do with our lives, and to be able to express ourselves in different ways, and to hold our feelings, because feelings are feelings, and to be able to look for the truth beyond what we're thinking, the emotions that we're having in our body, to create a really powerful life, not based on being a victim of something, but really on being who we really are.
It's okay too, as you're speaking, it's okay to have someone be mad at you.
Absolutely.
It's okay if someone does not like what you say. And although as simply as I say that now, I think myself, as well as many other women for many years, struggled with that. You wanted everyone to like you, or you were afraid what someone was going to think about you. And some of that changes with maturity, of course, but some of that does not. And that's where you come in, and you can help women to have that courage to speak their truth.
Yes. Without making someone else wrong.
Correct.
That's the key, right?
That is correct. So you, how did you come to this place to become a life coach and speaker?
Wow, lots of practice in my own life. As you know, I went kind of a long route to get here. I started out in the beauty industry. I then went into alternative treatments such as Reiki, transpersonal counseling. I met this guy over here, and we traveled around a bit, and I was really kind of over that career and wanted to move into other things, and I studied a bunch of other things like reflexology. I became a NIA teacher, a fitness instructor, a yoga instructor. I'm obsessed, right? With education and moving forward in my own life.
I understand.
You get it, right?
I do.
Yeah.
I do.
And so then we landed in life coaching, which gave me what I was really looking for, which was all of the, not esoterics necessarily, but that sort of side of things, who you being in the world. Kevin talked about the ontology, and then also the practical stuff. I'm basically a fairly practical person, and even going to therapy is great for certain things. However, for me, I wanted, okay, that's cool. Now, how do I change it?
Yes.
And so that is how I got to where I am, and
Wonderful.
why I'm so passionate about coaching.
And that is your journey. All those educational processes that you did were all leading you up to this journey that you are on now. So one is not exclusive of the other, correct?
Exactly.
And I find it to be really beautiful. And my journey continues on as well. And it's always amazing me when the next thing pops up. The next thing, I'll be taking a chaplaincy class soon.
There you
so
go.
I will become a chaplain. I'm doing mediation soon. So it's interesting to see how you just keep expounding and helping. So, all right, you have been working with people your whole life in one way or the other, helping them heal, as I call it, because it is all about healing. Even in life coaching, we're helping them heal, right? Helping them find what it is that they want in their life. How do you do it? What is your style, Karen, of working with someone?
Well, very much like Kevin, we have our first session, and it seems like lately we're bumping up into the kids that live inside of us, the inner children work, to be able to reconnect to ourselves, so that we're not so confused about why we behave the way we do. Why am I so mad about this? Why can't I ever succeed at anything? Why am I scared all the time? Why am I to answer the questions that generally by the time people come to me, they're asking themselves, and to get just really clear on all that. And then I provide tools and accountability. Sometimes I'm the bad guy, sometimes Kevin's the bad guy. But to be able to, I'm very much committed to straight talk, and I'm okay with people feeling uncomfortable, because that's where change happens.
Yes.
And that's where the emotional or everyday courage program came in, because we have to get more comfortable being uncomfortable.
Right.
Because
It's
otherwise
okay to make
right?
mistakes, and I think that's where I had heard this many years ago, and I always loved it. Success is based on failure fertilizer. You need failure fertilizer to grow. And when you understand that we will fail, because that's the human factor, then you're not so frightened of failing, right? So you get comfortable in that zone of not succeeding or failing, whatever term you want to call it.
Yes.
Do you have, with this program that's coming up, do you have dates set for it yet?
I don't,
Okay.
Unfortunately.
That's okay.
Yes.
That's okay. I just want to throw them out there if you did.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I have a one-day program coming up, either March 31st, either April 1st or April 2nd. April 1st is Friday, so I can't decide whether to. It's my birthday.
I love talking
I want
about
to celebrate.
April.
I want to celebrate my birthday with this program launch. So,
That's great. Give me one example of a benefit that someone received from working with you.
Okay. So being able to go home and say to their partner, I love you. This isn't working for me. I don't know what we need to do about it. Can we talk about it? Instead of going, you do this, I hate you, whatever comes up for us as men or women, the communication piece.
And she had the strength to do that,
Yeah,
and
the
the
strength to do
skills
that.
for working with you. That is
Absolutely.
wonderful. I love what you're doing.
Thank
This is great.
you.
Thank you for doing it for both of you. If you would like more information on Karen, go online to rubyredroad.com. So now the two of you are husband and wife, in case people did not figure that out yet. So we have Kevin and Carey. Carey,
Very
who are
good.
both doing life coaching and speaking. Do you two ever collaborate and work together in developing programs?
Yes, absolutely. Team building.
And you share ideas
Groups.
with one another. How does that? Do you do group programs together?
Yeah, we do. Yes.
Because you have two distinct styles.
Yes.
All right. So how do you feel those mesh together? Do they mesh well together? How do people receive you, I guess, is my question.
Well, I can go ahead.
Actually, very well, because one of the advantages we have in a group is when you've got a group of people, they hear in different ways. And sometimes Karen will say the same thing and they hear it, and some people don't. And then I'll say a similar thing and other people will hear it. So it's very complementary, the different voices,
I
get the
love
message
that's
across.
wonderful. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. That's awesome. So, Kevin, do you have any programs coming up? Any distinct classes coming up? in
No,
the near
I'm just
future?
working on a number of programs. I'm going to relaunch my website. I'm working on a new website,
Great.
which will replace the one I've got, and then I'll be announcing programs of that in probably
Wonderful.
a month, maybe.
Karen, are you in Saratoga as
Yes,
well? Okay, so both your
absolutely.
businesses are Saratoga-based businesses.
Yes.
All right. Do either one of you do any, just for the audience purposes, any online life coaching, or is it all in person?
Lots of coaching over the phone.
Excellent.
Anywhere from anywhere.
Okay.
Lots of people all over the
That
United
makes
States
it,
so far.
that I was going to say, that makes it easy for people across the country
Absolutely,
to
yeah.
tap
Very
in
so.
to both of you. So that's
Absolutely.
wonderful. If you would like more information on Kevin Carey, go to their, Kevin and Karen Carey, go to their websites. Thank you. Well, I certainly do hope you enjoyed Kevin and Karen Carey. I certainly did. What a magnificent team. So wonderful to have a husband and wife team working together so collaboratively to offer health and wellness to all of you in the community. I'd like to tell you about a wellness fair that is coming up. There is a wellness fair coming up on February 8th between 6 and 8 p.m. at Music to My Hair Salon, 1214 Troy Schenectady Road in Latham. There will be complimentary food, beverage, and soft music, as well as an opportunity for you to meet 7 wellness practitioners and hear what they have to say and how they may be able to help you. So I encourage you to check out this wellness fair at Music to My Hair Salon in Latham on February 8th. That is a Monday evening. I'd also like to tell you about my Holistic Healthy Living class, which is coming up in February. I've been offering this class for the last 3 years, and I'm starting the very first ones for 2016, February 24th. This class is a 3-month class, 1.5 hours twice a month for 3 months. I have a Wednesday series and a Saturday series. So the Wednesday series starts on the 24th. The Saturday series starts on the 27th. That's my Holistic Healthy Living class. It is a group program with no more than 8 students. So usually 6 to 8 students. We keep it very intimate, very personal, great collaboration. We take a look at your health, your holistic health. So your physical, mental, emotional, spiritual health. We help you get on the right path. So if it's a weight loss that you're looking at, we'll help you with weight loss. Is it simply learning how to eat healthy and what that really truly does mean? We're helping you with that as well. Biggest part of my program is learning self-love, true, authentic self-love. And then also learning how to beat disease. So if you're diagnosed with a disease or multiple diseases, we'll be addressing that as well in this class. So if you'd like more information, I encourage you to call me, Lisa Marie, 518-292-8767. Come on in for a 30-minute consultation, free consultation, or just simply call me and ask about the class. I'll give you the rates for the program and some of the material that we're going to cover, and I look forward to meeting you. As you may know, I am the president of a company called Inspiring Wellness Solutions, which is located in Round Lake, New York, 2023 Route 9, Round Lake, which is actually in the town of Clifton Park. Inspiring Wellness Solutions is a wellness center. It is a family wellness center. So I see clients, as young as infants to teens, to those in their 70s, and everyone in between. And we take a look at helping you be well through natural means. So it is a holistic, natural wellness practice. I am a health counselor, as well as a health coach, a nutrition educator, a Reiki master, a spiritualist. I have health coaches on staff, therapists on staff as well. We work with couples. We do couples counseling, as well as hold anxiety and depression classes. So if you're struggling in your life in any area and you're looking for 2016 to be your best year yet, I encourage you to reach out to any one of my guests or to reach out to me, Lisa Marie. We truly want to help you be well. We want to help you to live the happiest life possible for you. Until next time, be happy, be healthy, and be at peace. Namaste.